Commissioner, you talked about PFAs, and I was happy to hear that there will be funding in the budget for PPE protection for our firefighters. Hopefully it's sufficient that we're not picking winners and losers. Any funding or language in the budget to assist our volunteer fire departments with the removal of disturbed or identified contaminated soils from their property?
Well, that is something that we'll have to have a case-by-case conversation with.
Okay, I look forward to following up on that.
Yeah, I was just say, Senator.
On wastewater treatment plants, we talked briefly about that. I only have 3 minutes, and there's a long list. There are aging facilities. I visited many throughout the state of New York. They're in desperate need of upgrades. They have to compete for grants. Some of them need assistance with that. I'm wondering, in our budget, is there significant infrastructure funding to ensure that our wastewater treatment plants are able to meet safe and the most recent discharge requirements?
Yes, that financing in the $500 million is going to go along.
Real quick on conserved lands, it's already been discussed, so just do you realize how much money is owed to our statewide land trusts?
We're advancing land acquisition and conservation in the pipeline that we have, the investments in the Bond Act.
So it's held up, as Senator May said, and we owe statewide, our land trust, more than $150 million. I'm glad that you said that this is a priority of the governor. I'm glad you're having those conversations. We need to speed it up. This is a program I really support. But changing directions here and going to advanced clean trucks and the refrigerant-containing material rules that were recently enacted, you had you had said something about engaging effectively. You felt you were engaging effectively. Obviously, you've heard from a number of legislators who have heard from their constituents, businesses who have concerns and questions, which raises a red flag for me. Just turning to the refrigerants, those regs were dropped on Christmas Eve, and literally days later, early January, businesses that operate legally in this state, that meet their permit requirements and everything else, all of a sudden, they were no longer in compliance. And just to hear you talk about flexibility with enforcement, do you think that that gives our small businesses some comfort in investing, continuing to invest in the state? These are businesses that employ people, provide jobs. They donate to our not-for-profits throughout our communities. I'm thinking it's backwards, but again, I'll go back to, are you concerned about these businesses closing under this concept of flexibility with enforcement?
Well, I think any businesses that have questions on the impact of our regulation should reach out to the department so that we can walk them through that. And again, with the enforcement discretion, that's
these
a
businesses
direct
are
reflection.
just trying to survive, to do business every day. They don't have time to continue to check the DEC's website, and we reach out on their behalf. Sometimes we get answers, sometimes we don't.